Welcome to Tent Talk, the podcast with Nancy McCready, where we talk about life under the big tent of God's presence and the provoking process of discipleship. Here we go.
Welcome to 2026. I'm so glad that you clicked on to the Tent Talk podcast and that we get to have a few minutes together today. As I was recently in a conversation where someone began to share with me that they had been realizing how important it was for them to have core truths that they can stand on no matter what is happening in them or around them. And so I thought I would share this today, that you would take some time to think about what are the non-negotiables in your life. What are those core truths that no matter what is happening, no matter what isn't happening, no matter how things may feel or seem or appear, no matter what may actually be happening in the reality of your life, these truths, based upon His Word, based upon His character, will never shift or change. Because this becomes the bedrock. It's like the flagpole that you hold on to in a Cat 5 hurricane that you feel like it's stripping you down to nothing. Or it's on your calmest, most wonderful day. You will not be moved from the truth of who He is, the truth of His Word. The core truths must be rooted and grounded in Him. So let me share mine with you. Number one, His love for me is unbridled. That means I don't control it. I do not work God. I can't be bad enough to make Him love me less. I cannot be good enough to make Him love me more. I don't control the love that God has decided to have for me. Because He is love, He gives me Himself, unreserved. And this is bedrock for those of us who have been manipulators, charmers, narcissists in our flesh, thinking that somehow, so heightened in ourselves, that we thought that we controlled what everyone thought about us, that we could make people love us if we behaved a certain way, provided certain services for them, made them happy. We make it sound like that has something to do with the other person, but really it has everything to do with us running the world and thinking that we make other people do things. And so when the cross is at work inside of you very deeply, and on your worst day, on your best day, you find it has not touched the love that God is and the love that He pours into you. His love for me is unbridled. I don't control it. And that core truth deepens and deepens with every single day and begins to produce a reciprocal love. Out of the love that He loves me with, I now draw on that love, the love of God, to love God back, to love myself properly. It's not the same as self-love. It's the love of God, the love that God has for me. I love myself with that same love, and eventually it's the love with which I will truly love others, which is not the same as human love. So it might be good for you to know that one of my core prayers of my life is, Father, bring human love to its end and begin in the household that belongs to you. Human love is conditional. It is scary. It is psycho. And we are seeing the evidence of it more and more every day. It will not accomplish the maturing of God's sons. So my number one core truth is his love for me is unbridled. I do not control it, but I can, as the new man, fully receive it. My second core truth is his loyalty to me is unexplainable. I cannot explain it. He is faithful to the faithless. He is loyal to me in ways that break me, devastate me in the most amazing way. It breaks down everything, every bit of scaffolding in my life that I ever tried to build or anybody else tried to build in me. His loyalty to me is unexplainable. I learned this very, very deeply when I was in the throes of coming to deep biblical forgiveness towards my mom, who I want to honor. And I was furious with her one day. I had been born again maybe 3 years, and I was furious with her. I'd already walked through forgiveness towards my dad for the years of abuse, but forgiving my mom, coming to grips with the fact that she did not protect me, actually proved to be harder in many, many ways. And I could barely stand at times to hear her voice. Her ways just, could shoot me through the roof. And I was leaving her home after a heated argument, got in my car to drive back to Texas from Louisiana. And I was telling the father, you must be so embarrassed of her. How can she call herself a Christian? I was going on and on and on before him. And I felt certain that he agreed with me, as a bitter mind does. It always has one opinion, its own, and you can't change it. And it was a furious throe of bitterness happening within me. And I was railing before God about her. And this was all happening internally because I was riding in the car with my husband, and it was just seething through me. I hope you're catching the picture of how intense it was. And the father said to me, Nancy, who brings people to repentance? I said, well, Father, you do. He said, that's right. And he said, if I were to bring your mother to repentance right now, you would kick her while she's down. And I started to break because I knew that he was absolutely correct. If she had confessed, if she had stated that she was wrong, any of those things that I fantasized that she would do and did not, she did not do that. He was right. I would have kicked her while she was down. And the father said to me, I will save her entire family. And he showed me a ring of the people, of my siblings and us, and because he showed me if she were to be brought to repentance right now, y'all would just, I mean, I'm going to use strong language, but it was like y'all will just howl and you'll just, rejoice over her destruction is kind of the way it came across to me. And I knew he was right. Because, see, he was revealing to me what was going on in me. The bitterness and what it was doing inside of me. He never said that she was innocent. He never said that she hadn't sinned against me. He never said any of that. He was revealing what was going on inside of me. And I knew he was right. So this wasn't him choosing my mother over me. So just stay with me in this. And the breaking inside of me was not from, oh yes, I shouldn't talk about my mom. It wasn't like that. This was biblical breaking, biblical brokenness of self, railing against another. It's never as though he told me I shouldn't be angry. He didn't tell me put a sock in it. He didn't say cork it. He didn't do that. He was revealing, right, what was coming out of me. And then he said something to me, and this is how I know his loyalty to me is unexplainable. And he showed me his love for my mother. It was so intense that even when I speak of it today, my goodness, 33 years later, I know it was a vision. I know it was of him because it guided my relationship with her for all the remaining years that we had together. Not to overlook sin, but to truly deal with it. So I don't have time to go into all of that, but I want you to understand core truths are not little slogans. It's like you've been branded with a fiery brand inside. Because stay with me now. And he showed me his love for her. He never said that I should just excuse certain things. That was not the point that he was after. This is the point he was after. And I did not know at that moment how deeply I would need this in years to come. My emotion is out of the spirit, my friends, because of the depth of this. This is what he said to me as he showed me his love for her. And I won't go into how he showed it to me, and then he said to me, and Nancy, remember this. Whenever someone comes to me about you, because they have angst against you, I'll be loyal to you too. And I broke. And that breaking continued. That was probably roughly around, I was born again in 1987. This was probably roughly around 1990. My mother passed away about 2.5 years ago. So all those years, from roughly 1990 until about 2023, 2024, I lived because of the deep forgiveness that I had received, that I was able to deeply forgive my mother based on the finished work of Jesus on the cross. I said in my book, From Trauma to Trust, my mother led me to Jesus when I was 7, the very one who would enable me to forgive her in years to come. You see, there was one thing in life my mother needed to get right. One thing. And she did. She knew Jesus, and she made sure that all of her children would have the opportunity to know him. And all the things that she got wrong, the one thing that would count forever. What if she had been a perfect mother, but never led me to Jesus? What would it count for? The one thing in life my mother needed to get right, she did. She didn't lead me to Buddha, to Confucius, to myself. She led me to Jesus. And when the Father said to me, as I railed against her, as he broke me, and he said to me, Nancy, when people come to me about you, and I was basically like, what do you mean? Why would anybody need to come to you about me? That'll tell you where I was at that time. But he said, when they come to me about you, Nancy, I'll be loyal to you too. Core truth number 2, his loyalty to me is unexplainable. And my core truth number 3, his lines written over me are undisturbed. The word he wrote over me before the foundations of the world stands true and strong, no matter what the day looks like, no matter who likes me, who doesn't, no matter how I feel about myself, no matter what. Love me, hate me, reject me, accept me. The word he wrote over me is undisturbed. These 3 core truths are all based in him and his goodness, his character. Not 3 core truths about me, 3 core truths about him. Because every attack on your life, everything is set against him and separating you from him with your full cooperation. That's the goal of hell. We must know him. I mean, know him. And I encourage you today, don't try to just scribble out some slogans. Begin to reflect with him upon what have you come to know of him. Are you a living witness of him? You may have heard me say before, if you're the most faithful person in your story, I guarantee you your story is not over yet. Peter once thought he was the most faithful, and then he broke. I told some people recently, there's a rooster in your future. Every son has to hear the rooster crow when they realize how full of self they have been. And when that rooster crows, self will snap and break. And the new man emerges with revelation that is so branded within that you cannot shake it. This is what we must have with increased intensity as we go into these days and the weeks and months of intense preparation. And as you reflect with him, as he reveals himself to you, maybe you could write down that which he branded inside of you. Because that is what he intends to root and ground you in. He's not your anchor, my friends. You're rooted and grounded in him. This is what you will need. There are aspects of anchors in our life because anchors can be pulled up and you can move. Rooting and grounding is I will not be moved from him. I will not be separated. You tell the world, keep your bowl of stew. I don't need anything you have. That's not hype. That's not bravado. That is going to come forward in the flaming formation of Christ in you. He gave you his life that you might live like him. That's God's dream, if you will. It's a nightmare to the devil, but it is the dream of the Father. And I don't say dream in a shallow sense. It is his desire. It is what he is laboring towards. But he will have sons in the earth who do not have to be bribed, pampered, spoiled, promised a blessing or they won't go with him. They know him. As our brothers said in 1 John 4, we have come to know this love that he cherishes for us. We know him. On their best day and on their worst day, they were living witnesses of him. We are maturing into martyrdom, my friends. And don't worry, if you live a lazy, apathetic life in cheap grace, no one's going to want to kill you, my friends. If you live unto him, it is possible somebody might want to snuff his life out in you. It's based on how we live. Because when we hear martyrdom, we think all manner of things. This is so key, my friends. We are continuing here on Tent Talk to have conversations under the big tent of God's presence. He is pitching the tent of his presence over you. The tent pegs are stretching out, making room for the intense increase of your capacity for him. We are celebrating. We birthed Tent Talk January 3rd, January 4th, a few years ago. And so in my heart right now, I'm celebrating these years that I've been able to share the conversations with him to provoke you towards him. But now more than ever, I feel a fervor so deep to provoke you unto him. Know your core truths, my friends. Not as some nice little homework assignment. As you go, write down that which he is branding inside of you. Don't memorize it, internalize it. It's deeply internal and will spring up and serve you no matter what. Stay with him, my friends, under the big tent of his presence. He has pitched his tent over you, spirit to spirit. I look forward to the days ahead because we are moving with him. With him. So, here we go. Until next time, love you all. I'm stepping in here at the end of this episode, our first in 2026, and we want to acknowledge with specifics that we have just completed our 7th year of Tent Talk podcast. The official date was January 4th, 2019. So, thank you for being those who listen, those who share, and then those who are living unto the Father. I'm so glad that we're in this together, and we appreciate all of the support that you've given. Yet it is our heart to be of the greatest support to you. The word says that help comes from the sanctuary, and we want to be a support and a help and a strengthening in your life with the Father as you mature as a son. Again, thank you so much, as Tent Talk Podcast is a listener-supported discipleship work. Thanks again. Love you all.
For more information on Nancy, please visit nancymccready.com or follow her on social media at NBMcCready.